Hey guys, welcome back to GuitarAnimal.com. This is Trent, and today I'm going to do this video on hammer-ons and pull-offs, and what are they and why do we do them. Basically, they sound really cool. They're in a lot of music, and they are notated rather similarly, so I'm going to go over how they're noted. You can go to GuitarAnimal.com. We have a sheet on this. You can download it, take a look at it. It'll follow along with the video that I'm doing today, so I do recommend that you look at that. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to play a hammer-on from the 5th fret on the 1st string to the 7th fret on the 1st string. Now the notation for this will be an arch above the two notes. In standard notation, if you're familiar with that, that would mean a tie or a sustained note. In tablature, it's something different. It's hammer-on, so there'll be two different notes. So when we're working from a lower note to a higher note, it'll be a hammer-on like this. I will pick the 5 and hammer my finger down for the 7. So I'm not picking the 7, I'm getting the 7 by hammering my finger down. Now, you don't have to be so fast as you do forceful. When you're going to put your finger down, it's hammer-ons, just like using a hammer. We don't push the nail into the wall, we smack it. And that's the same thing with hammer-on. We're going to hammer our finger down to get the second note. If we go too slowly and don't have enough force, I would mute the note out before I achieve the second note. So make sure you slam your finger down, practice it a few times. You can do it without an amplifier. And you should hear the second note clearly. All right, we can also do this from an open note. So open 2nd string to say 2nd fret on the 2nd string. Little vibrato at the end there. We can do double hammer-ons. For example, on the 6th string, I can go open 5-7 like this. Again, I'm only picking the first note. The other notes are being played by just hammering my finger down on the frets. Those are called hammer-ons. We can do them anywhere on the guitar neck. Now, the opposite of this, it's notated very similarly, is pull-offs, and that's where we play the higher note and then we have an arch to a lower note. That means we're going to pick the first note, say 7th fret of the 1st string, and pull off. And it works a little bit differently. I'm in contact with the string. When I pull off, I do not just lift. I actually flip the string with my fingertip, basically picking it with my fingertip. So when I play the 7, I drag my finger off to get the 5. We can also pull off to an open note. 2 to open on the 2nd string. Now because I'm doing that pulling action, that dragging my finger to the side when I'm lifting up to get that pull off, I have a 1st string there that might be brushed by my fingertip. So my right hand, I'm touching the 1st string to keep it quiet. So if I'm doing, you don't hear me hitting the 1st string, unless I want that. I could have 2 strings vibrate. So those are pull-offs. We can do double pull-offs. 7th fret, 5th fret, open on the 6th string. As I'm dragging my index finger over, I'm going to touch the 5th string to keep it quiet. If I don't do that, I end up with a few strings ringing, so we don't want that. So again, that's 7, pull off the 5, pull off the open. Which brings us to our next point. Can I do a hammer-on and a pull-off right after? Yes, I can. I can do a hammer-on and a pull-off sequence like this. I'm going to play the 12th fret on the 1st string, 15th fret on the 1st string, pulling off back to the 12th fret. So I'm going to hammer on from 12 to 15, pull off from 15 back to 12, like this. Very popular thing to do. I'm only picking the first note, the 12, the 15, and then the second 12 are being sounded by my fingertip pulling off or hammering on. All right, now we can also start the other way. We can start with a higher note, do a pull off, and then a hammer on like this. Like that. Which brings us to our next bit down here. Open to the 2nd fret and then open again. Just a series of them. When I do something like that, it's actually called a trill. It's usually noted as a TR with a vibrato sign next to it, a little wiggly or squiggly line. And it sounds like this. Or maybe on 2 fretted notes. Those are called trills. They sound really cool. It takes a little bit of control to do these. Again, hammer-on, we're going to slam our finger down on a higher note, and for the pull-off, we're going to pick the higher note and pull off to the lower note. So again, low note to high note, hammer-on, high note to low note, pull-off. If we do them in a series, hammer-on and pull-off sequence, also known as a trill. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, check us out at guitaranimal.com. Set your loop points. Go over each section of this video as many times as you need to master this. Thanks for tuning in.